Hi, this is Joe, N2QOJ, and thank you for watching this installment of Useful Websites for Hams. And the one that we're showcasing this time is QRZ.com, which is more commonly referred to from and by hams as QRZ. Let's open up our browser. And we'll go to the QRZ.com website. And there you have it. The QRZ.com website does a few things. First of all, what they're known for mostly is call sign lookups. You can actually put in the call sign here of someone and get back information on who they are. But let's talk about the whole page, what these things are. On the left here is just ads from various ham radio, amateur radio, and manufacturers and dealers and so forth. These are sponsors. Here you have a listing. This is a member of QRZ.com. You can become a member. You register for free, and there's benefits to that. I'll let you know in a second. And if you have a profile picture, it'll post that. And so this is always changing here when you log on. The center of the screen is ham radio articles and related articles and technical articles that people may read on the internet or newspapers, and they come here and post them and reference them. Just as a way to keep all hams up to date on what's going on. There's some solar terrestrial data and activity here for propagation information for those who need that. And then, of course, here on the right is typical Google ads and so forth. The bar at the top, there's many other things that you can do here. QRZ.com is known first and foremost for its databases of call sign information. The basic information, of course, it gets from the FCC databases, but then it adds a bit more value to that as well. There's also DX spotting information for those who are making DX contacts, so there's stuff there, ham club databases. If you exchange QSL cards with other hams, there's a place where there's more information about that. There's also information about expired call signs. So if you have a relative or friend that had an expired call sign, you can typically find it here and get some information. There's a news section to expand on this news area. There's podcasts. There's even information about hams that have passed away, which we refer to as silent keys. Their friends put information about that. There's information about Hamfest, conventions, and so forth. There's an extensive forums area where you can join a forum and ask a question or research for anything about transceivers, antennas, transmitters, accessories, and so forth. There's links to radio blogs as well. There's a complete area for ham radio gear selling and buying and trading and so forth. There's even information on where to log in data about stolen radios or read about if there's any scams or rip-offs being attempted on eBay or that kind of stuff. So hams are good for helping to warn other hams about that kind of stuff. This is a great area. Resources. Practice amateur radio exams. You can practice to your heart's content here. For your license class, you can find study guides. You can find information about countries and grid mapping and ham radio trivia and so forth. Contact information, you can add your call sign to QRZ. You can also do a bunch of other things. QRZ can help administer your license if you need to upgrade or make an address change, all kinds of stuff. Now, if we do a search on this call sign, which some of you may recognize, we're not logged in as a registered user at this point. So all we can find out that yes, KF6EZT is definitely a ham. And here's a little bit of bio information that was written by Bruce. Okay, but we can't get any detailed information. We can't get any email information. We can see that Bruce has been looked up 306 times here. Okay, but let's see what happens when we log in. My call sign and my password is ready to go. When you log in as a registered user, there's a few benefits. You can get all that information that was missing before, plus the information given to you as where he is located relative to you in your location, which is great information to have. Give you an example of that. We'll look him up, but now we see his actual address. This is the information that's logged with the FCC as a record of where his station is located. We could also see now his email address, if we mouse over, and the detailed information that's on reference with the FCC, his class of license, when his license became effective or altered, his location in latitude, longitude, and by state and county. And since I asked for the information, it's giving me everything in terms of geography relative to me. I'm the place marker. Bruce's lookup here. And you can see that Bruce is due west of me, just about due west, at half a mile distance only, very close. That's the short path. If we go the other direction, east, all the way around the world, the long path is 24,856 miles. And that's about right. If you recall, the circumference of the Earth is approximately 25,000 miles. So there's a lot of great information there. There's other things. If I subscribe to an electronic logbook of my contacts, I can actually click here and see all my entries, or anyone can see my entries or I should say Bruce's entries at this point. This would be all entries he's made. But if I'd like to log a new contact with Bruce, imagine I talk to him today, I can put in the frequency, the band information, the signal report information, any notes, a little bit of background, how many kids does he have, or what does he operate for antenna systems, whatever the case may be. And when I save that, it'll always be there. And when you look me up, you'll see that I had logged information regarding my contact with Bruce. So from that, you can get an idea of where I spend my time on the frequencies. Some hams use it, some hams don't. Okay, but let's look at a ham that's a bit further away. This is a friend of mine in New Jersey. Now if I look at the detailed information, I can see that he's in New Jersey. I can see that he's 2,100 miles and change from me, short path. That's about right as the crow flies. About 2,500 in driving miles actually. And if I looked at the long path around the world to Frank, it would be about 22,740 miles going the other way, which would be, in this case, west here and all the way around the world. And there's his bearing, east-northeast from this location at about 65 degrees. So if I had a beam directional antenna, this kind of bearing information is very useful to me as a ham. Okay? Another note here, you can look up not just by call signs, but you can actually use names, cities, street address if you only remember partial address, and anywhere where the query matches, it'll come up. In this case, there's only one, Joseph and San Martino query match everywhere. But if I looked up, say, Young, Arizona, I'm actually going to get everybody who's named Young, including everybody who's in Arizona, AZ, and including who's in Young, Arizona, the actual city. So I was looking for Young, Arizona, but I actually got people named Young and in Arizona. But let me do that a little bit differently. If I look up Queen Creek, and we'll see how many hams are registered in Queen Creek or living in Queen Creek, and there's 151 hams. So everything in red is a query match. So it's a very powerful tool for locating someone, even when you just don't have their call sign, but you have some other information about them. So hopefully this is a good information for you. It's a great site. It's a great service for us. I have it open all the time when I'm on the radio, so I can quickly look somebody up and see if there's any interesting details that we can share and so forth. If you have any questions, all you have to do is go to qrz.com, look up N2QOJ, and you'll see my email address there, and send me a note. If you have ideas for other topics or websites that you'd like me to do a little video on, just let me know. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and look forward to the next installment of Useful Websites for Hams by Joe, N2QOJ. 7-3.